Let me show you something crazy. In 1347, Europe wasn't dying, it was thriving. People were trading, traveling, living normal lives, and nobody had any idea it was about to end. Markets were packed, kids were running around, merchants were shouting deals like any other day. It felt like nothing could ever go wrong. Then something changed. Strange ships started arriving at the ports. They didn't look normal, and neither did the people on them. At first, nobody panicked. It was just a few people getting sick, fever, weakness, fatigue. But it didn't stop there. Within days, entire homes went silent, doors stayed shut, and people started asking, what the hell is happening? And this was just the beginning. At first, it was just a few cases, but within days, it wasn't just a few anymore. It started moving from house to house like something you couldn't stop. Doctors didn't understand it, priests didn't understand it. People just started guessing, and every guess made things worse. People stopped trusting each other. If someone got sick, they were avoided instantly. Even family members started locking each other out. Then something terrifying happened. Homes just stopped opening. No voices, no movement, just silence. At this point, people weren't just sick anymore. They were disappearing, and nobody knew what to do next. Now things stopped feeling normal. People weren't just getting sick, they were scared, and fear spreads faster than anything else. People didn't know what it was, so they started guessing. Some said it was cursed air, some said it was punishment, but nobody had proof. And then something worse happened. People stopped trusting each other. If someone coughed, they were treated like a threat. Entire houses went quiet. No one answered the doors. No one came outside. It was like the world started shutting itself down. At this point, people realized something was seriously wrong, but it was already too late. The silence wasn't normal anymore. At first, it was sickness, but now people weren't recovering. They were dying, fast, and it was everywhere. Then people stopped hiding it. Bodies started appearing outside homes. No burials, no time, no answers. Entire families were gone overnight. No warnings, no goodbyes, just silence inside the houses. Then something strange happened. The streets stopped moving. No markets, no voices, just emptiness. At this point, people weren't asking what was happening anymore. They were just trying to survive it, but nothing was working. At first, it was sickness, but now people weren't recovering. They were dying, fast, and it was everywhere. Then people stopped hiding it. Bodies started appearing outside homes. No burials, no time, no answers. Entire families were gone overnight. No warnings, no goodbyes, just silence inside the houses. Then something strange happened. The streets stopped moving. No markets, no voices, just emptiness. At this point, people weren't asking what was happening anymore. They were just trying to survive it, but nothing was working. At this point, something changed in people. If someone got sick, they weren't helped anymore. They were left behind. Even families stopped staying together. Fear took over everything. People were choosing distance over love just to stay alive. Leaders couldn't control it. Orders stopped working. Rules didn't matter anymore. The system was falling apart. No one was working anymore. Fields were abandoned. Shops were closed. Everything just stopped. At this point, there was no structure left, no routine, no control, just people trying to survive another day. At this point, normal life didn't exist anymore. People stopped thinking about tomorrow.
They were just trying to make it through today, and even that wasn't guaranteed. Fear turned into something else. People stopped reacting the same way. Some broke down. Some just shut off completely. Neighbors stopped helping neighbors. Communities stopped existing. Everyone was on their own, and that changed everything. At this point, death wasn't shocking anymore. It was expected, every day, every street. It didn't feel like a world anymore. It felt empty, like something had been taken out of it and nothing was replacing it. This was the worst phase. Death wasn't occasional anymore. It was everywhere, every street, every home, every day. They couldn't keep up anymore. Graves got bigger, deeper, and more frequent. Cities felt empty, like everyone had vanished, like something had wiped life out of them and left nothing behind. At this point, people stopped hoping it would end. They stopped asking questions, just waited. This was the lowest point, when it felt like the world wouldn't recover, when it felt like this was how everything ends. Then something strange happened. It didn't spread as fast. Fewer people got sick, and for the first time, something felt different. People started opening their doors, slowly, carefully, not trusting it yet, needing to see what was left. The silence was still there, but it didn't feel the same. It wasn't fear anymore. It was aftermath. When the plague slowed down, the world didn't go back to normal. It couldn't. Too much had changed. There were fewer people. Entire towns were gone. But something unexpected happened. Life started rebuilding differently. The Black Death didn't just kill millions. It changed how people lived, how they worked, and how they saw the world. And even today, the Black Death is remembered, not just for how many it killed, but for how deeply it changed the world.